Love was supposed to save them, but he made it the reason they died. They followed the lie, dressed in light, and awoke in hell. Each circle, a memory. Each sin, a part of her. He wanted her forever, even if it meant dragging her down with him. This isn't love. It's what love becomes when you can't let go. You don't find the devil down here. You become him. This is Descent, a haunting love story through the 9 circles of hell. Let's descend into the next circle. The red storm spits me out like bad fruit. I land on something that gives under my weight, spongy, wet, and warm enough to feel alive. The air is heavier here, rich with the smell of rot sweetened by something chemical. I inhale and my stomach lurches. It's the scent of a body that's been sweating through a fever for days, of meat left in the freezer that lost power, or the inside of a bottle after a summer in the glove compartment. The ground flexes as I move, as if it's made of flesh. Pale, swollen bulges push against the surface and burst with a muffled pop, spilling out thick steaming fluid. My bare feet sink an inch every step, and the liquid seeps between my toes, clinging in strings. All around me, there are bodies, not standing, not walking, but wallowing. Loaded torsos, lips slick and glistening, hands shoveling endless handfuls of the muck into their mouths. Some tear strips from each other, chewing even as their teeth crack. Others lap directly from the ground, their faces smeared with filth. None of them look satisfied, not for a second. Lust is a storm. Gluttony is a tide. It doesn't pull you in all at once. It seems. It fills the cracks. You think you're just tasting, sampling, controlling the dose. Then you wake up drowning. That's how the pills have started. Just a couple in the evenings to make the wall softer, to keep Car's hands warm in mine. But soon, the pill bottles were never empty. Even when they were, I shake them just to hear the rattle. I wanted the sound, the promise, the idea of having something that could make the world tilt the right way for an hour. I walk past a man lying on his back, stomach distended like a drum. His hands are jammed into his mouth up to the wrist. He's choking, but still forcing more inside. His eyes find mine. They're wild, frantic. He tries to speak, but it comes out as a wet gargle. Never enough. The words stick in my spine. The sky here is the color of spoiled milk, roiling with shapes that might be clouds or might be watching. The air carries the wet slap of flesh, the low moans of bottomless hunger. Somewhere in the distance, there's a steady thunk, like a pestle grinding in a motor. I follow the sound. It leads me to a figure crouched over something massive. At first, I think it's a carcass, but the thing is still breathing. A giant pig-faced creature with arms like a man's rolling in a muck. The crouched figure plunges a hooked hand into the side and tears free a chunk of steaming flesh, shoving it into its own mouth. The beast doesn't cry out, it just keeps eating the muck beneath it. The figure turns toward me, chewing, grinning with a mouth too wide.
Hungry?
It asks. No, I say, but my voice cracks. It tilts its head.
You're already chewing.
I freeze. My jaw is moving. I spit into my palm, thick grainy paste, sour and metallic. I don't remember taking it in. My stomach is warm, almost content. Almost. The figure laughs.
That's how it starts. No one's starving here, but we all keep eating anyway.
The tide rises. Not water, hunger itself. It pushes at my ribs, worms into my throat, prickles behind my eyes. My mind starts offering me visions. A razor cutting neat white lines on a mirror. The orange glow of liquid in a spoon. Kara's lips wrapped around a cigarette while her pupils bloom huge and dark. The taste of vodka under orange juice. The slow rush. The weightless melt. Somewhere, I hear her voice. Faint, like she's speaking through a fan. The things that make me quiet are dangerous. I want her here. I want the way she crawled into my lap and make me forget we were dying. I want the heat of her thighs, the pill-better taste of her mouth. The ground shifts under me. I look down and realize I'm knee-deep in the muck now, and my hands are already full. The chunks in my grip aren't food, they're memories. Scenes from my life, steaming in my palms, ready to be swallowed. The first bite is a night in Rancho Santa Fe. Music low, Kara naked under her blanket. The second is the burn of oxy down my throat, the heat sliding into my veins. The third is a taste I can't place. Purple cloth, a man's voice speaking of departure, as if it's the only kind of love left. Each swallow makes me hungrier. A voice whispers behind me. You're not eating to live. You're living to eat. I turn. The cloaked figure from Limbo stands there. Its face still a hollow absence. It points at my stomach. This is where you'll stay if you mistake feeling for feeling. I can't stop, I say. Can you? It asks. The tide pushes higher. The air is thick, with the smell of everything I've ever used to make the hours pass faster. Drugs, sex, music, lies. My body aches for more, even as I understand the trap. Here, the more you take, the less you have. The hunger is the only thing that grows. Somewhere in the fog ahead, I hear the thunk again. Faster now, urgent. The muck swirls, pulling me toward it. I stumble, my legs heavy. The pig-faced creature, the grinning figure watch me sink. Their mouths move in unison. Endless hunger. It never stops. I fight the pull, but the visions are stronger. Kara's face, lit by the glow of a TV screen. The comet outside the window, her hand in mine, cold but sure. The taste of applesauce and vodka. The tide reaches my chest now. My ribs creak under the weight of it. I realize that if I go under, I'll stay. I'll eat until there's nothing left of me but appetite. I think of Car's last look in limbo, the seam she felt between us. If I stay here, I'll never find her again. I force my legs to move. One step, then another. The muck screams against me, every step tearing a want from my body. The want for touch, for numbness, for one more high. It's agony, like peeling skin. When I finally stagger onto solid ground, I'm shaking. The hunger doesn't leave. It just settles in my bones, patient, waiting. The cloaked figure tilts his head. You'll feed it again, it says. But for now, you can walk. It gestures to the horizon, where the ground cracks open, bleeding heat and firelight. Somewhere in that heat, I hear arguing. Voices locked in endless furious debate. The air smells of charred paper and smoke. The words truth and faith drift through the gap. The sixth circle will be waiting for me later, but first, the fire belongs to Heresy. And Heresy will show me why I followed Kara into Heaven's Gate in the first place. You've just tasted a drop of the dark. Ready for more? Subscribe to Amorous Sanctum and let the shadows pull you deeper into a world of forbidden fantasy and wicked romance. Have a dark desire you love to see unfold? Whisper it in the comments. We adore your imagination. Until we meet again, don't be afraid to crave.